Hello everybody. So today's video is going to be about the case of Perris Haynes. And this one is incredibly sad. This is an unsolved homicide. We don't really have a whole lot of information about it, unfortunately, so this is definitely going to be on the shorter side. But just reading what you know about the person, Perris, he sounded like an incredible person, and knowing their backstory and then getting into what happened to him, especially with him, it was so unnecessary. It's very hard. And unfortunately, like I said, we have very little information. I could also only find like 2 or 3 very grainy photos, but I will have them on the screen anyways, just so you can kind of hopefully kind of see what he looked like. And yeah, that is who we're going to be talking about today. So let's go ahead and get into this. All the links I used for research will be down below, like always. So Perris is described as a hard worker and that there was nothing he couldn't build or fix. He is also described as being a devoted father, a funny guy and jokester, and he loved to help out and work on cars if someone needed it. It was also mentioned several times that he took no part in the gang culture where he grew up, which was Harold Street in Massachusetts. And from the article I was reading, that was basically a direct quote. Everyone said that he was a great dad and just a great person overall. His aunt says if there was a barbecue and everyone would disappear at the same time at the end, he would still be there to help stack tables and chairs, and that he was raised the right way. So Perris had a girlfriend, Darnice Robinson, and Darnice said that Perris was on Harold Street to DJ a party on July 13th, 2013, and to buy a laptop from a friend. And this is actually a quote from her. And she says, "He called me and said, 'This dude is taking too long. I'm coming home.' And I fell asleep, and then I woke up 3 hours later, and I was like, 'Where is he at?'" End quote. Police were called to Harold Street for a person shot at 1:37 a.m. While on the scene, they were also called about a man with gunshot wounds on Holworthy Street. The second victim had non-life-threatening injuries, so there was 2 people shot that night, and one of them was Perris and someone else that had non-life-threatening injuries. So what's even sadder is that Perris's body was found by Darnice's friend Norma Norfleet, and Norma's son, who is a former gang member turned peace broker, Jamal Norfleet, was actually shot in 2006, just steps away from where she found Perris. So basically, Perris suffered the same fate as her own son. She found her son, she found Jamal, and it's just so sad to think just how eerie it is that those 2 deaths kind of mirrored each other. Both shot, found by the same person, both senseless. It's just so heartbreaking that she had to find him like that. And we actually have a quote from Norma who says, "I turned him over. His eyes looked just like my son's eyes did when he was shot. I knew he was gone." End quote. I cannot imagine how heartbreaking that has to be, to have lost your son in a horrible way, and then you find your girlfriend's boyfriend the same way. It's eerie, it's heartbreaking. So the investigators are continuing to search for suspects in his death. Anybody with information is urged to call detectives at 617-343-4470. Again, that phone number for detectives is 617-343-4470. Crime Stoppers tip line, which you can remain anonymous, is 1-800-494-TIPS. Again, that is 1-800-494-TIPS. Or you can text the word TIP in all caps to crime, which is also all caps, and that little phone number for crime is 27463. That's all the information I have for you on Perris. So yeah, I said this wouldn't be a short video. It's very short. I don't know, like I said in the video just now, like the investigators are continuing to search for suspects in his death. I don't know if they've gone anywhere. I don't know if they have any suspects. I don't know if they've been looking at anybody in particular. I don't know if they have any other information than what they did at that time. nothing has been released, and that could be either because they're not really investigating, which wouldn't be a surprise, or they just aren't releasing information for whatever reason. We don't know. So I have no other information to provide you with, which is really frustrating because I'm sure we could possibly have more clues about this case. Maybe more people would be willing to come forward, but the thing is, they're just not speaking or they just don't have anything. So that is frustrating, but like I said, if you have any information that could help, those are the numbers to reach out to. And just my final thoughts on this is, obviously we know what happened to him. We don't know why or who. And it's just so sad because this happened back in 2013. So, well over 10 years now. And to think that this person is still out there, it's sad, it's mind boggling. And I really feel for Perris's children who lost their father. I couldn't find how old his children were, just that he had children. I can't imagine what it has to be like to grow up without their father now, and know that he passed on in a horrible manner of all ways. And just to know that they have, like, they just have no justice for him. I feel for the rest of his family members that lost a son, cousin, whoever. To just lose somebody in that manner, period, is heartbreaking. I feel bad for Darnice, who was expecting him home. He never came home, and I'm sure she must have had like a really bad feeling in her gut. And of course, I feel horrible for Norma, who lost her son, and then she found someone else that she obviously knows, and just knowing that he's gone, that has to be a horrible feeling. It has to be a traumatizing feeling, and I feel horrible for these people, and I just hope that they can get some peace soon and some justice, and Perris's killer can be brought to justice. I don't know if Norma's son's, Jamal's killer, has ever been found. I didn't look into that, but if not, hopefully it is, or hopefully they are brought to justice. But with that being said, that is the case of Perris Haynes. Leave your thoughts down below. Please be respectful when doing so. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to Perris's story, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.